It's part 3 of our video here.
Doing a AC compressor on a 370Z by removing the compressor and installing it, and so we're almost there. So I wanted to mention that this is the trigger that comes to engage the clutch. Now this one is a pressure sensor, which if anything goes wrong, it'll cut off the AC system. If anything, the pressure goes high, overheating or whatever, this sensor will cut off the compressor because of the, let's say the weather is too hot, or let's say you put too much freon or whatever. So this sensor will cut off. So we remove this one, we need to remove this one. So by doing that, you need another hook, which you need a lot of patience to go on the top by pressing with a hook on the top of the connector right there. I don't know if you can see or not. By pressing it and then pull the connector back. So there it goes. So in other words, what you gotta do is press against this to release it. You gotta press against this to release it.
Okay.
That. So if they don't have this thing, then it might come loose by itself, then you lose your AC. So that's why they make it like that, that it stays in the connector.
For safety purposes,
Of
right?
course,
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're almost there. So we need a socket 12 to remove the 3 bolts, which is here, up there, and right here somewhere. As I said, this is still hot, and the weather is not helping. Oh, sorry, I got 14. I need a 12. Best to use a short one in this case, but yeah, I gotta use a short one.
Okay. But it's tight quarters in there, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty tight. One. Wow, the bolt is so hot. There's one on the top. Okay, second one, so this one for sure, we're gonna need a long one. Which is, the third one is in the back of the compressor. There we go. Every time you remove a bolt, you make sure what size they are. They're not, because you mix them up. But I'm pretty sure that all of them are 3 same sizes. So as you can see, all 3 same size. Now we need to remove the compressor.
So all the bolts and connectors have been removed so far, right?
Yeah. So as I said, I'm going to avoid by removing these lines that goes to the transmission by taking it out. I just hate taking it out because I don't like to see transmission you know, and you gotta put fluid and the transmission, it's not easy on this vehicle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this bolt that holds the cooler lines and move it a little bit. There's one right here, which is a 10 millimeter. I could use a ratchet, but since it's kind of late, I'm just going to use my ratchet. I gotta go home, but I'm doing Pedro a favor.
Good job, George.
I tried. Alright. Okay, as I said, this compressor is hot, so I'm using a towel to remove the compressor. There we go. That's the compressor. Wow, it's still hot. So, before installing the compressor, you put both compressors, wow, it's hot, right next to each other. Oh.
Well, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, George. What's
Well, as I said, the leaks that I saw from here, that determines that there was a leak from this compressor. And it's a common problem with the 370s. These compressors, for some reason, they're not made that well to last. So now, as you can see, everything matches. This connector, everything matches. So this is, you got the correct used AC compressor.
okay? What are you testing for there, George?
This is the clutch. This is when it engages the AC compressor or unit or AC compressor. As I mentioned earlier, when it gets a signal from the computer, it triggers the clutch. The clutch is right here. So what I'm testing right now is there's suction. I want to see if there's suction from this compressor, yes or not. So if I see some kind of pressure, that indicates that this compressor is alright. So it seems to be okay. It's a used one, but you know, if it was a new one, I would say no problem, but even new ones comes defective. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and install it. Now, it's always, when you take something out, it's easy. When you put it back, it's harder, but that's the way it goes. So we'll try to wow, let's see. I'm gonna turn the compressor a little bit more so it doesn't leak much. I mean the clutch. I mean, it still does, but. Okay. As I said, it's easy to take out, hard to put in, but we got it. So, not gonna go anywhere. You just leave it like that, and then.
Can we just dry fit it and then let's just take a couple minute break right now, George? Is that okay?
That's fine.